Welcome back to the second video on batch programming. Let's go over what we learned on the last video. So if we look on the last video, we learned about @echo off. So basically, if you remember, it turns off all the unnecessary text, so it doesn't display all the unnecessary text. So if you go in CMD, it shows Microsoft Windows, the version, the type, and then it shows the user, the directory. And what echo off does is it gets rid of it, so we don't see all the directories where it's going to write it. So it's just all pretty much useless. Then we learned about echo, which was if you want CMD to tell you something or to display you something, and you would just write whatever you want it to display. Then we learned about CLS, which is clear screen, and it cleared the display on the screen. So for example, if we go back to CMD and we echo a whole bunch of things like echo hi, echo C, echo welcome back, it's gonna display all of this text. And if we don't want any of this, if we just want to clear the whole screen completely without restarting the program, we just press CLS and it cleared the whole screen for us. And then we also learned about pause, which pauses the program. It's like a pause button. And then if we press any key, it'll continue and it'll be like unpausing it. So today, what I want to go over is, for example, if we take this text that I wrote, is just simple text, so we'll echo off, so it'll turn off all the unnecessary text. So it'll echo welcome back, and then it'll pause whatever command it's on, so it'll display welcome back, and then it'll display welcome to my channel, subscribe. And so if you wanted it to display welcome back, and then skip whatever's over here, and then go to whatever is displayed down here. So if you wanted to skip these commands, what you would do is you would write these semicolons or these two dots, and then write display. So this kind of creates the directory, or kind of creates a path for CMD to follow. So this is just like the name of a folder or something, or this is like creating a folder, and everything else is whatever's under it, that's inside the folder. So if we were up here, CMD would read all of this, it would echo, then it would pause, and then if we wanted it to go skip this line, we would want it to go to this folder or this directory. What we would do is we would write Goto, and then it would have to be exactly the same as what we wrote here. So to not mess up, I'll just copy and paste. And now what Windows or what CMD will do is it'll read all these commands, take all these commands, and then it'll go to display. So this semicolon is kind of like saying that this is display, this is the file name, or this is the command display. And so it's going to skip all of this, and it's going to go straight to echo subscribe, and then it'll pause. So what should happen is it will say welcome back, and then pause, and then press any key. It should go straight to display and say echo subscribe. So if we save this and we check, and we write this, so welcome back, and then it should say subscribe, because it's going to skip all of that, and it does that. So that's kind of cool when you're trying to create like a loop or something. This is kind of like how the matrix is made. So for example, you could write echo, and you could write as much numbers and letters, whatever you want, and then you could copy and paste. You don't even have to. You could just create two different numbers, and then what you would do is you would create this as like the folder. So you could write anything you want. So I'll just do it matrix, and basically this is just like the folder name, and this is like telling that it's like a folder or a directory. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but so, and then we would want it to go back to that directory or folder. So basically what it does is it reads this, goes to this folder, echoes this, echoes all these numbers and these numbers, and then it'll go back to this, and it'll just be a never-ending loop. That's what should happen. So if we save this, and there you go, it's just going to keep on going because it never has a command to pause or do anything. It'll just keep on running like that. Another cool trick or another command that you might want to learn is to start a program through CMD. So if you wanted to start a program through CMD, all you would do is you would type in start and then the program name. So I made a test file and there's nothing inside of it, but it should open just this txt document. So it should just open this. If we tell this batch file to start that program. So to make the batch file start that program, what you will do is you would write start and then you would write test.txt because that's the folder name. And if you're unsure what the full folder name is and what .txt, .bat, or whatever it is, to figure that out, you just right click and then go to properties, and then it should say right here .txt. So you would, at the end, you would just write .txt. Or if it was like some kind of game, you would just write the game and then .exe because that's usually what they are. So if you save this, what should happen is if I open this up, it should open up this test document. So if we press on it, and there you go, and it opens it up. And then what's cool is in this test document, we could save it as a batch file. So save as test.bat. And then if we save it, we get this test batch file, and it's just going to open it's only going to open the document, and we want it to open the batch file. So we would do test.bat now, since we changed, since we want it to open the batch file, not just the text document. So we could just delete the text document because we don't need it. Now we have the test batch file, and so it'll open it, and so it opens it up. So if we double click on our batch file, it's gonna start up test. It's gonna start this file, but since nothing is in there, it's just gonna open up CMD. This batch file will have started, so we'll start this document, this batch file, and then inside this batch file, we'll make it. We'll get rid of all the unnecessary text, and then we'll make a echo or say, this is the test document or file. So then we want it to pause. So it should just say this is the test file. So if we save it now, what should happen is this. If we open this batch file, it says for it to start this batch file. So it's going to start this batch file, and then this batch file is going to say echo, this is the test file. So to make sure that this works, we'll open it up, and as we see, it starts the test batch file, and it says this is the test file. So that's how you could use the Goto command, the semicolons to make the file or the directory or the folder, as we were talking about, and how to start a program saying the word start, and you'll be able to start a program. So this is the second video on the series on batch programming. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in video number 3.